Hey guys, so I've come on today to talk to you about everybody having a gift of some sort, psychically, or being born with one. Every single one of us. The most common one that we're all born with is the clairsentient, the sense of smell. So we get a smell that reminds us of our grandma, say lavender because she liked lavender perfume or whatever smell it is that reminds you of that person. And there's smells that appear when they shouldn't be there. There's nothing around that would smell of that, if that makes sense. So you'll get a waft of lavender, for instance, which I get with one of my nans, and it kind of lingers on the end of your nose here and doesn't shift for a while. And you think, oh, that reminds me of my nan. Well, that tends to be when that person has popped in from spirit and decided to give you a hug. So you smell them. With my grandfather, I get his rolling tobacco. And with my other nan, I get the perfume she used to wear, and so forth. And it's rather lovely. With my dad, I get the smell of bonfires because he just liked bonfires when I was a child, and that reminds me of him. And yeah, it just all depends on who's coming through to give you a hug that day. And so trust in that. So don't just dismiss these smells, ask, why am I getting that? Because yeah, okay, white feathers are representative of folks from spirit, etc. But they also can be explained by a bird having flown above you and things, unless that feather is somewhere where there's no open windows, etc., and just that appears for no reason. Then there's sometimes quite a scientific reason why they've appeared rather than the spiritual one. And so I like to go by the smell because there's no scientific explanation around that one for you, especially if there's nothing around you that would smell of that. It's a more clarity on the confirmation that they're around you, and you need to start trusting in these things. And then each of us that give readings, etc., are drawn to use different tools. Healing, people use different tools. Some of us are drawn to crystals, some of us are drawn to Reiki, some of us, like myself, pure source healing, laying of hands, as in the Bible. Jesus was the ultimate of us all, healer at the end of the day, so, and others in the Bibles with their laying of hands healing, and in religious scriptures all around the world. So this, linking with source and linking, or God, or whoever you want to call them, is very important, and it's very pure in its energies that come through. I do feel, whatever you're drawn to is never wrong. It's the right path for you, whichever one you like to go with. The same with when giving readings, or mediumship even. All of us mediums, some of us wear different crystals, hold different things, that all of it is an amplification for us hearing and seeing spirit. On the card reading side, there's lots of different choices now, not just the tarot, not just the playing cards. There's all these different cards out there that people like to use now. And whichever ones you're drawn to are the ones that you should be using, simple as. However, when I teach how to read cards, I do ask people to throw away the explanation books, because I do feel your guides will guide you to the right words for the reading, for the person that's sat in front of you. And this is why, for years, my guides only had me using playing cards. They didn't have me looking up explanations. I just literally got the messages and got told by my guides how to read them. And this is how people need to start trusting what a lot of people just call your intuition. you are being guided as to how to read these cards and what message to give, and the cards never lie. The tools you use never lie. That the message will always be accurate. If the person receiving the message goes, oh, I don't see that happening, sometimes they're given a message so that they're forewarned, forearmed, etc., before anything that is being given to them happens, and so that they can be prepared for that, so and not have it happen in their lives. There's all sorts of reasons these messages occur, but they are there for a reason, and trusting in your ability to use the words purely as they're given to you is the most essential part of giving a reading. You know you're right, or the words that have been given to you by your guides are right. And people say, how do you know? I don't know how. I call it the knowing. You just know those words are the ones that are needed to be received. And changing them, etc., will just make it inaccurate. The best way you can be is be pure with your words as they are given to you. Whether they're rude, whether they're ones you've never heard of, just use them. Absolutely use them. They are the purest of forms. Also, people say to me with my mediumship, oh, that person never spoke English. However, you know their words. And I say, yes, because in spirit, language isn't a barrier. I will receive their words in English from them. And so it's a very pure, there's what they would say to you. It's again a trusting of what you are being given is the important thing. And that's the second lesson from where I start teaching. The first lesson is to come from a place of protection so that you don't have anything untoward coming through from spirit. And the second place is to trust in the knowing that your words that you feel you need to say are the right ones. And that's a confidence thing, but it is built over time. And the more you do it, the more you practice, the more you realise, I'm right with these words. And sometimes when I'm doing a group of people with mediumship, and I'll go up to a person in the audience and I say, this person's here for you, and they're saying this, that and the other, and they're going, no. I say, yes, they're here for you, so we're going to have to stick with it. And then they'll either go yes or, oh, I think that's someone to do with my mum. I said, well, can you pass it to your mum, please? And there's always a reason they're saying, yes, I need to tell this person this message. I'm reminded of another medium telling us this story of how they were going out to the audience saying, they'd gone up to this couple and saying to them, I've got a Stephen, that type of name with you. No. Husband and wife, no. Yes, I have. And, describing more and more, no. And then the medium goes to the husband, what's your name? And he said, oh, my name's Stephen. And the wife goes, but he's not dead. So you see, it's being open to that this person from spirit was saying it was a message for Stephen. And they weren't expecting, they were wanting to hear the name of the person coming through. You don't always get that. They're not, the spirit like to only give us what we are given, and we have to work with those tools. But it's trusting in knowing it was for those two people, and almost being a bit OCD and saying, no, we are right here, let's work through this and find some more evidential stuff that leads us to who this really is for you. I hope this has helped, because a lot of people seem to feel they're not ready. I talk to so many people who've got wonderful gifts out there. Oh, but we couldn't possibly do that. We're just not ready. We're not ready. Well, yes, you are. That's you saying that inside, or some other external voice that's put that doubt there. Everybody is ready to give a reading, even if it to a friend, or practicing with people they know, etc. all of us, when we're felt drawn, are ready the moment we're felt drawn to it. I'm being told otherwise is just normally from people that are trying to get a lot of this out of you, even if it is in small amounts, a bit at a time. And I really truly despair at the amount of monies involved these days, especially with teaching healing. Tut tut on you all, shame on you all. And now I'm controversial because my healing is taught for free, and I will be on another one of these going through exactly how to do healing from direct from source that works. Namaste.